Come on through, Cookie. Come on up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Love and Hip Hop Season 5, Episode 8. Whole bunch of shit going on, so let's just go on and get into this mess. First, we got Jessica Dime and Tiara actually meeting up. Now, it was kind of weird, because I didn't really see them two. I just don't see Tiara and Jessica Dime. I don't know. Just something with that. I don't know. I could be wrong. It just doesn't seem right, but whatever. So them two are meeting up, and Tiara's all pretty much excited. She's wanting to introduce her new little boo thing to Jessica. Ciao. We see this little Montreux honey, and it's Jay Nicks, and he goes on. He's basically talking about how he actually has a girlfriend, but shit's kind of raggedy with him and her. Her name is Amber. Now, we ain't never seen this whore before, but I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be interesting to see what her whole deal is. But so he has Amber, whoever the fuck that is, and they got all that going on. He's also friends with Scrap. Ding, 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 ding. Issue. So I don't know how that's going to go. That you're going to be dating Scrap's baby's mom. Come on, man. All this shit is too entwined. Sound like a bunch of fighting get ready to go on, but okay. The one thing about him, though, is he's a funny looking little joker. He had good points about the situation with Scrap and the baby, and that the baby should be able to see Scrap. He made good points about that. So I had to give it to him for that. But just looking at him, what's that about? Because you ain't went from Scrap to that little Montreux chick. I don't give a shit unless he got some whole bunch of hell of a lot of money, and it didn't seem that way. Whatever. All right, man. Whatever. Moving on. Jocelyn and K. Michelle. They actually get together. Just, they're friends, so they're just kicking it. And there's some dirt on D. Smith. Every time she comes up, messy. It's like mess attached to her name. Every time she comes up, there was a whole situation about her supposed to be up to be the creative director for Kay's tour and some other shit. But just whenever her name comes up, there's always some shit going on. So I don't know about her. But we'll talk about her again a little bit later. Let's go on to Rashida's store. They're at Rashida's. It's Rashida, Arian, and D. Smith. They're there grabbing some things to wear. They talked about K. Michelle's party. Rashida said she definitely wasn't going. She's not going to the party. D. Smith, she goes and she's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to work with K. Michelle, this, that, thing, and the other. Rashida was like, you need to watch your back with her. You need to watch your back with her. And I'm saying, starting to look more like people need to watch their motherfucking back with D. Smith. But I looked at her and she had this raggedy motherfucking wig. I wanted to snatch her and smack her upside her goddamn head. It was so thick and so dry. Bitch, are you serious? Are you serious? Nah, I can't do this now. You're supposed to be representing, bitch. They got you the first transgender mainstream character on Love and Hip Hop, bitch, and this is what you come in here? You got a barrel of hay on your motherfucking head with some bangs? Are you serious, bitch? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. And you supposed to be some fashionista. Girl, you're going to have to do better. You have to do better. And then you want her starting shit. It ain't a good look. You looking crazy, and then you starting shit. And then you wonder why don't nobody want to be bothered, and why people, start judging everybody and thinking that we're all messy and stuff, and that's all that you're doing. Like, you're on here and this is what you're promoting. Mess. Anyway, whatever. That bitch ain't the voice for me, because that's just, well, I'm not a tranny anyway. I'm a drag queen, but same difference. We all get all mixed up in the same motherfucking boat when it comes to us versus them. And you're trying to go into some mainstream business and you acted a motherfucking clown. I just can't. I can't. And she's starting to piss me off. Just like Milan and motherfucking Miles did. They pissed me off. And then, you know what? I'm going to be dragging her ass. I can see it coming. Anyway, there was some other shit that had happened over at K. Michelle's house with the motherfucking makeup artist. He does some type of rapping or singing or something. There was some shit that went on with him and Betty Idle. Betty Idle wrote a song, and then they disagreed on some shit, and then some shit went back and forth, and he leaked it, and they threatened to sue. Mess. Mess, but that's music business mess. But mess nonetheless. Mess. And that's all your storyline is been mess. What else do you do? Because I ain't figured it out. Oh, I don't model, but I really do this. What is it that you do? You don't model, but all I see you doing is mess. So am I being led to believe that you just old messy bitch? Moving on. For the fuck on. Fucking bitch. Anyway, Scrappy, Jock, and that Jay Nicks. Child, this little Monchi was all over this episode. Their asses is out there. Now, they didn't got evicted. They never said exactly what type of eviction that it was. So I'm like, Mona, what is the eviction? Was it a social eviction? Were they making too much noise? People in the neighborhood didn't want you. Did you not pay? I mean, these motherfuckers is good not paying shit. They don't pay child support. It's always a money issue, so maybe they didn't want to pay or something. But that motherfucker Scrappy said, well, I ain't get rid of my house. I'm going to fuck go back home now. Jock, I don't know where you going. He's a good couch sleeping type of motherfucker. But Scrap kind of put it out there as if to say, you ain't coming about my place to stay, honey. It's just not going to happen. I don't blame you. I ain't letting nobody in my motherfucking house either. Not going to happen. I wouldn't give a fuck what was going on with you. Never no more in this life. You ain't got no place to stay, child. Oh. No room at the end, honey. Anyway, so I don't know what that was all about. But then Jay Nicks decided to tell them about Tiara. And they were like, wait a minute, hold it. How's you going? You friends with Scrap? How you think you ready to date this girl? Child, so that was a mess. But they just left it alone. I guess they said, we'll just wait. And when he hits you with a hot one, that'll be on your ass. So moving forward, we end up seeing Scrap going to go see a lawyer. Now, I had to laugh. I said, come on, Scrap, with these European slacks, baby. He got up out that car. He could hardly get up out the car. These little, I said, child, stop. But he was pretty clean. He cleans up. My thing is, I don't understand the hair. If you're going to have this hair, I'm going to need you to comb it. If you're not going to comb it, cut it. His hair was a mess. You got a ponytail. Okay, you can have a ponytail, but the ponytail will be neat. It was just a mess. I was like, child, you giving me white girl realness right now, honey, and it ain't working for you. Not at all. Anyway, a mess. But he went to see the lawyer. Lawyer basically said, yeah, you looking at 5 years. No, ain't nobody giving you no time to get nothing together. And he was kind of going through this woe is me kind of thing and feeling sorry for himself. And, they're giving me too much time. Okay, that's always a possibility, right? When you do shit wrong, you don't run the judicial system. So because you think that you should only get 1 year, that's your motherfucking problem. It generally doesn't work out that way. That's why it's best to leave that shit alone. Now, It is what it is. I can't say that I feel sorry for you, cutie. It just is what it is. When you do wrong and you put yourself at the hands of the judicial system, they will do with you what it is that they want to do. So no need to sit on here crying and being all upset. Because you wasn't upset when you was motherfucking balling, I'm sure. So sit on down and get on. Now, I see that happen a lot. You know, we're supposed to be all broke down because you feel like they gave you too much time. But when you was balling, bitch, you wasn't worried about it. So I'll go get your hair pressed out a couple more times before you go in and hush on that. Anyway, moving on. Next, we got Scrappy and Jessica Dime. They meet at the gym and all of this kind of carrying on. Child, her ass is just ridiculous. And I don't understand it. If it has to do with that type of shit, I'll be gay for the rest of my life because I just can't imagine why anybody would want to be bothered with all that ass, wearing it, playing in it, or whatever. It's just too much. I'm like, what the hell, girl? She look like a fucking zebra with no stripes from the back. It's just horrible. Oh, big old ass. Then she got this old stupid wig on. It's all thick and wiggy. Look like she done picked it up from the extras bin from the hairspray, the motherfucking musical. And then it's bright, bright red. She look crazy. Or pink or whatever. She look crazy. And then she goes and Scrap, they have this little conversation back and forth about nothing, about Bambi and whatever. And they want y'all doing what y'all want to do. Why are y'all talking about Bambi? Bambi's minding her motherfucking business. You want to fuck and you want to suck. That's all y'all need to worry about. Leave Bambi alone, you motherfuckers. And she sit up there and he tells her she need to do 5 push-ups. She got down there about died and did them. Some titties was weighing her down to the damn thing. She could hardly get her motherfucking chin up. And that ass. And then I laughed at him and I said, now you always run around talking shit, Scrappy. You're always on the media having all these issues about some type of gay something you just said about the gays. Meanwhile, now you done jumped up on TV and quiet as kept, you got up putting the glass on Jessica Dime's ass, and when I peep, your ass is almost as big as hers. Pull up your pants, Scrap, and go sit down somewhere here. Full of shit. Anyway, moving on. Next, they had the King family. So all the members of the King family have gotten together so they could talk about what's actually going on with Scrap. Stevie J as well. Child. Again, everybody feels so sorry, but when they was balling, whatever. So I ain't got no whole lot to say about that. But KK's ass was like, we'll just get another motherfucking lawyer. We're just going to fight. She wanted to fight. Scrap was like, no, I'm going to go on and chill and leave that shit alone. But fuck around fighting, playing with you, ended up with 20 years. I think you're making the right choice. Leave that shit alone. Go do your time. Try not to lose your hair. And try to keep your ass intact. And come on home and leave that shit alone. KK then agreed to chill out with the whole situation with Tiara for the sake of Lil King and all that. So later on, we ended up having a meeting with Tiara and KK. And that just didn't go so well. It did not go well at all. They came up in there and Tiara was trying to talk nice. KK was a little shady. There was a lot of shade in the room, and it was just the two of them and Scrap. And they're going back and forth. And it ended up in a shouting match. And it was, she's like, it's the couple words back and forth. And then Scrap's like, well, why are you acting like that? He's kind of acting like Tiara needed to have all this respect for KK because she's his mother. But she doesn't exude that she needs to have that type of respect. So really, fuck her. And that's kind of how Tiara's attitude was. And the next thing I know, Tiara's like, this is just ridiculous. I don't even know why we even bother doing this. If you haven't ironed out the kinks, no, I don't like your mother. No, I don't feel comfortable with her having my son. What is the fuck is this shit all about? So I'll be picking up my son and then me and her gonna get to fighting. And he like, well, why are you talking about fighting? And she's like, because I will fuck your mother up if she hits me. If your mother comes for me, I'm going to get her. Here, we're going to fight. Like, just don't get it all twisted. Like, that's your mammy. And I'm like, I'm with her. I mean, I see a lot of that. Girl, I got into a relationship with you. Yes, I would like to respect your mother. But if that bitch don't be respectful, that bitch gonna be getting up off the floor. She ain't my mama. And I mean, the other part of it is everybody else got a mama. So I mean, if your mother gonna act foolish, then maybe my mama need to go over there and beat her ass. But if your mother act out of line, your mother's going to get an ass whooping. Just because she's your mother does not exempt her from an ass whooping. So I understood where Tiara was coming from. And KK was out of order. She'll tell her, well, come on across the table and get me then, bitch. And this, that thing, and the other. And she told her, she said, KK, you know I ain't no punk. You know I ain't no punk. You know I will jump on you. You know I will drag your ass across that table, KK. And you know what, KK, when we first started all this, they talked about KK. KK was supposed to be a bad motherfucker. I didn't understand how she actually, you that motherfucking bad, and you let Tiara tell you about how she'll drag you across the table. Last I checked, bad motherfuckers don't take threats too good. And there wasn't nothing, it wasn't even a real table. So there wasn't nothing to stop you from getting over there at her, other than that blonde hair you had on. I was like, all right, well, I mean, and then the real kiki is, now, Tiara, you talking good shit, but last we sing, when you got to fighting, you got fucked up. but you got heart. But yeah, I mean, we ain't seen you really throw down, girl. We seen you get thrown down, but we ain't seen you throw down. But you punk KK the fuck on down with her bad ass, honey. So I don't know. But that was a whole mess. That shit just went left altogether. So ain't nobody gonna be seeing King look like 5 years. He'll be 8 or 9 years old by the time they see him again. Anyway, next they had Scrappy and Jock and Kirk were actually out of the strip joint and whatever they talking and carrying on. And child, next thing you know, we meet that motherfucking Amber. Ain't she just a big yellow motherfucker? Just big old, not cute girl. She's not cute. She's not ugly. She not built, but she's not built really bad. She's just thick. And she's just unnecessary. Just a good piece of yellow going to waste. And she's standing up there and she's dancing and she's flirting that Jock. And she comes over and they say, well, aren't you Jay Nicks' girl? She's like, well, we got some problems at hand. You want to lap dance? I was like, oh boy. Next thing I know, Jock, she's sitting on top of Jock, funking his pants all up. I said, oh my. And he gonna say, I would really stick it to her, but I'm sticking to the bro code. How long is that gonna last, Jock? We know you fuck and eat everybody. So really, she better watch. If she breathe in, she'll be pregnant. So she need to watch you. I don't trust you, motherfucker. I don't trust you at all. But anyway, I don't trust that motherfucker. Anyhow. Okay, so K Michelle's party. K Michelle has her little party. She was actually worked. Love you dearly, K, bitch. But you were worked at the fact that the girls did not come. And your intentions weren't good anyway, so it is what it is. She was a little worked. Arian wasn't with the whole you talking about me, and this one and that one that are actually friends with hers. So she kind of like told her, and Rashida, she's like, don't do that. She said, okay, everybody, they're not broke and penniless and desolate or anything like that, so don't do that. They're doing all right. And she said, this dress I'm wearing is actually from Rashida's store, so she's doing real well. She said, yeah, it's cute. But as soon as you wash it, all of those beads and shit are going to fall all off of it because it's faulty just like her. I said, oh, okay. Okay. All right, okay. Just shady. Then D. Smith show up. Okay. Now, the whole thing about Japan is the little makeup artist's name. D. Smith came in again. Here we go with some more mess. She comes in. Now, she looked pretty nice at the party. Her and that motherfucking Betty Otto with her irritating ass. And they came in, they already had like a messy vibe to them. And I don't think, see, By the time they had the party, D. Smith had already knew that she wasn't going to be Kay's creative director for her tour. So I think she really had some kind of thing against Kay. She was real shady with Kay. And then in her confessional, she was reading Kay and talking about Kay's built and talking about her ass and all these different things. And I'm like, you trying it. You trying it, big head. You trying it. But anyway, so she, was kind of coming at Kay as far as I was concerned. And Kay ain't for it. Kay was telling her, this is my town. And what you won't do is come for me at my motherfucking event. I said, come on, Kay. Because they were just going, she's telling, because Kay and Betty Idol was like, Kay was saying some different things. And Betty Idol kind of like jumped in, like, this, that thing, and the other about Japan. Because she was trying to, Michelle was trying to get to the bottom of the stuff that happened with Japan and D. Smith, and really not getting into it, but say, can it actually be a conversation and it be resolved? Because it doesn't seem like it's anything that big. That I really like him, and maybe y'all can resolve it. I like both of you, and I think it would be resolved. Honey, Bill, and I was going to call her Billy Idol. Betty Idol, that old fucking bitch. She went to saying what she had to say, and she was real dramatic and real animated like she is. She irritated. And Kay looked at her and said, girl, you probably should be on Broadway. Girl, you all animated and stuff. I said, okay. So she was reading Betty. She was shading her. And it was just like a whole mess. And it was getting ready to get a little heated. So then D. Smith gonna say, Kay, don't even try it. Don't even, getting real smart. And I was like, you need to shut up, big head. Shut on up, big head, and sit down. So Kay ended up leaving and walking away and doing something else, her and Jocelyn. And then Arian ended up seeing Bam, and Bambi has showed up. So she goes and gets Bam. She's like, I'm a girl, sir. She gets Bam, they come back to the table. Motherfucking Betty is going to say, round two. Immediately started with Bambi. Like, really? And so they end up going back and forth. And she's like being mean to Bambi. And Bambi's like, fuck you. She's like, you're just mad because my friend, D. Smith and Bambi start going at it. And she said something about Bam. Bam's like, why am I even over here? She'll say something to her about, well, maybe she's just used to walking on four legs or whatever. Just being nasty. And Bam was like, you're upset because your friend got her ass whooped by my friend. And she's like, oh, your friend did whoop my ass. She says, yeah, darling. She whooped your ass. And she's going on and on and on and talking all this smart shit. And D. Smith is all talking smart. D, you're not fighting Bambi. Sit down. Sit down. And D turned around and Bambi called her Joanna man. And I did laugh. Because again, all's fair in love and war. You kind of started it. Bambi did not come over there bothering y'all. Y'all start being nasty from the door. So whatever the fuck she said to you, bitch, is what she said because you started it. And they go back and forth. Then she going to say, well, girl, we should be upholding each other because we're the only two trannies in here. Like, I didn't even get that because Bambi does not look like a tranny. Bambi's sharp as fuck. So I didn't get that. I was like, girl, you're doing a lot. You're doing too much. Again, I'm not going to say take shit, but what I am going to say, don't start shit. You're over there, you're trying to mingle, you're trying to merge yourself into their world. Nothing wrong with it. Don't take no shit, but don't go over there starting no shit with those ladies. Leave them alone. You started shit. And for the record, baby, Bambi does not look like a tranny. Yes, Bambi's tall, but most models are tall. It's not as tall as you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Again, you can't have it both ways. You can't. I mean, you just can't. You can't be over there starting shit. You can't do it. Now, if you get to a crowd where people are nice enough to accept you in, you got to act like you got some sense. You can't be able to start shit. Anyway, she got on my nerves. So they ended up leaving. D. Smith and Betty Idol got to leave. They left. And D. Smith was like, she better not put her hands on me, because if she puts her hands on me, it's going to be a problem. Bambi wasn't going to put her hands on her. So I'm like, girl, get out of here. Get your ass on somewhere and go sit down. She's gotten on my nerves. She really has. And she's not, everybody in the trans community does not act like that. And I just don't think that she's a good representative. Yet again, here we got these bad representatives out front. What do y'all expect? What do you expect that people are going to think when this is the shit that they see supposedly representing the LGBTQ community? Child, it is nowhere fast. That's where it's going. Nowhere fast. Nobody's going to even want to be bothered. Oh, we got to do better. Anyway, moving the fuck on. That's it. That's all I got for this episode. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Y'all know how all that works. And I will actually see you guys later. And again, I don't really give a fuck if I never see Betty Idol and D. Smith anymore. They're them. They can go right onto the wayside with Miles and Malone, honey, and we can try it again next season to find some decent folks. These motherfuckers is really clowning. Anyway, all right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.